Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's lair. I am your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and we're back. Got some more Fallout Shelter today. Decided to wait a little while and make some substantial improvements to our vault before we jumped back in here and started doing the stuff. So we've got some things going on here, like, we've got this fancy new weightlifting facility so that people can, they can exercise and they can get stronger, and, like, when you see this little, like, level sign with, like, a dumbbell over their head, you can just click that, and their strength has increased by 1. So now, we've sort of started to get and unlock the facilities we need to start training our vault dwellers for the roles that we need them for. You know, because, like, this armory down here trains their perception, which seems weird that it wouldn't just, like, manufacture guns. But you can train people's, like, hand-eye coordination down here in the armory, which kind of disappoints me that it doesn't occasionally produce a weapon or anything. And we can start just training any old vault dweller in our cult, our underground cult, for whatever jobs that we have vacancies for. Because sometimes lucking out and getting, you know, like a newborn baby with the correct stats, even if you wed 2 parents with, like, the high point of that stat, doesn't always work out. And then over here, whoops, we don't need the water purification plant, but down here, we have our lovely goddess, Zambezi's here, who is in the process of becoming the smartest person in the vault, who is going to lead us in scientific-related cult activities. She's almost got maxed out intelligence, and once she does, she's going to be in charge of our science wing to start our eventual takeover of the wastes here at the cult of the Crusty Tube Sock. Well, we still have to find, like, a mate for her, and one of the dining rooms is on fire. What the hell are you guys doing? I told you not to just... No more grease fights in the kitchen, damn it. This is what happens when you make water balloons full of grease and throw them at each other. I told you that water was an important resource. You're like, no, it's fine, Mr. Overseer. We'll just use grease. Yeah, that's going well. So anyway, we're gonna work towards taking over the wastes, and, well, you see, I have a sinister plot for dealing with that, but we'll go into that, well, I guess right now. Let's, we'll get all of our resources and zoom out so that we can get to the interface where we build new stuff. Alright, get all those little blips off of our radar. So we've gotten up to 60-some people here in our underground cult. So that has enabled us to build all sorts of different training facilities. The weight room that increases strength, the athletics room, which is basically like the first season of the Power Rangers, where there's just, like, a bunch of people hanging out at like a kickboxing arena, where there's, like, 17 soda machines and only 1 kickboxing rink, so they can train their athletics. And then we talked about the armory and the classroom. We've also got a fitness room, where people can train their endurance, so that we can send them out into the wastes, which has become a very big deal for us here at the Cult of the Crusty Tube Sock. So we've unlocked a couple new facilities, just as we didn't really need one of them. So we've unlocked the game room, where people can gamble and play pool and bowl and stuff, and that helps us to train their luck. Luck is a weird stat in this game. It gives you a chance of making extra money as rooms produce more resources, so it's actually a really nice stat for everyone to have. And it also makes it less likely for a mishap to happen while they're rushing, which makes us additional monies. And then we've also gotten access to a nuclear reactor, which is a much more powerful version of our power generating facility, which we are probably eventually going to need. Because the one thing that draws the most power inside of our vault is when you have upgraded rooms. So we're doing okay on power right now. I've just built an ultra mega power generation plant down here in the sub-basement, It's this like it's this 3 long one here, where you can see all of these 6-some people hard at work, touching things and murdering stuff. And what's-his-face, Radslayer's kid is down here. He's in charge of safety in the lower levels. He's got some really snazzy battle armor, and he's also got a rusty hunting rifle. So he is ready to take on whatever interlopers that we might find. So we're okay on power, but we also can't store a terrible lot of power. We don't have much leeway in power. We're doing okay on water. I was doing kind of badly on water just before I started doing this recording. So we set up, in our cult headquarters, near my office. It's hiding over here in this bedrock. There's this huge, like, 3-long ultra water purification plant, and it is set up to just churn out all of, like, the toxic waste from the wastelands and turn it into what I pretend is drinkable water, but it really just makes everyone glow at night, which cheapens our power bill. So, you know, whatever floats your boat on that, Mark. But we're running into a couple problems. One of the big problems is every time we run into a rad roach infestation, the lower the levels go, it seems like the more powerful the rad roaches become, and they're starting to kill people, or darn near kill people. So we need weapons, and we need armor, and there's really only one way to do that besides lunchboxes, and that is, from our accountant friend. And I don't just mean investing in weapons manufacturing. It's the post-nuclear apocalypse. Do you think there's just a lot of facilities churning out Wastelander armor? No, that's not a thing. Are you high, or crazy, or both, or maybe slightly radioactive? No. You gotta go out into the wastes and murder radioactive crazy people and find things like this really sweet pistol. There's like radiation suits. I mean, basically, you just send out people into the waste to find a bunch of money and a bunch of discarded weapons and clothing, which you find on random dead bodies that you totally didn't produce like 5 minutes prior with a gun. And so Scott Knucklegrinder, he's just wandering the wastes. He used to be an accountant, but wouldn't you know, he takes great to homicidal murder after years in the corporate machine. And he just goes out and he finds us all sorts of good stuff, like, oh, all our resources are backing up on us, better gather up all those. But for example, he found a really snazzy gun that I gave to Zambezi, so that she could make sure that everyone down here in the classroom was protected. Look at that. Look at that deadly gun. It's a rusty laser pistol that does like 7 freaking damage. So, she is fully prepared. She's even got some old, military fatigues. So in case of any shenanigans, she is ready. She's ripped and ready to go. So, yeah, we need to start equipping people with armor and stuff so that, you know, things like raiders won't be such a big deal. And, random rad roach infestations, which are starting to become a huge problem for us. So there is an endgame that I have discovered. We're starting to get into the last few rooms that we can construct, like the nuclear reactor, the garden, the water purification plant, and what is this down over here? A Nuka-Cola bottling plant. Oh, Vault-Tec, you saucy devils. You knew exactly how Larry likes to take over the world. You see, I think our endgame for the cult of the crusty tube sock, like an old-school Christian offshoot on the East Coast a long time ago, in order to pay for their activities and their shenanigans, they started up a cutlery company that I think is still one of the top cutlery companies in the nation that's still family-owned. So Larry is going to set Zambezi up as my replacement cult leader with a Nuka-Cola bottling plant, and we're going to take over the Nuka-Cola bottle liquids market, and then we're going to lace it with a psychoactive, psychotropic chemical so that people will be more, open to my crazy cryptid teachings about, becoming one with the crusty tube sock for personal release. I think that's more than reasonable. I actually have no idea what this is really going to do for the gameplay, but we will find out. So, to get there, we're gonna need to prepare some more wastelanders to go out into the wastes, and I think a person keen, like front of the line, right up on the chopping block, is going to be Furiosa Rebecca Owens, who, I hear she's been having eyes for our lovely accountant man. She's a little bit jealous, and she's requested a transfer to go out and wander the wastes with him, to get to know him better, because she started out life as a wastelander. She's got a saucy rifle, a rusty hunting rifle that puts bullets into people at a wonderful rate, and soon, once we have a replacement for her in the perception department from down here, in the armory, we will send her out to wander the wastes as well, so that she can gather us some more supplies, and actually, you know, I think we're just about ready to do that. Both of these kids have got 4 perception each, so let's see. Well, how much perception did Furiosa have? She's got 6. We don't really need a lot of water, so Furiosa, you're gonna get transferred. Your transfer came in, I checked over your paperwork. Most of it was scrawled with swears at me, so, that's what I like to see in a brute force enforcer, and the living quarters are on fire. I guess, what's-his-face, Billy Bush, has been, starting crotch fires again, as he's feeling lonely up there in his night gear, so we'll have to send him a playmate so he stops trying to burn my frickin' cult down. Stupid Billy Bush. What do we got down here? I'm pretty sure he's related to this girl. Not so good Charlotte. I think they're brother and sister. We already realized that people in my vault are not open to incest. I should have started this vault in Japan. They seem more open for the possibility. So, okay, let's put one of these guys into the replace Furiosa. So this guy, we'll stick him over here in the water purification plant. We got a water purification plant down here that needs to, do the stuff. Whoops, don't take this person out of that room. Who do we want to breed? We need babies, damn it. I need to increase the size of my cult following. My weird cultish livestock. You, smart lady. Foamy Bush. Foamia, come on up. It's your time to shine. Creepily. You're an intelligent lady, you know why this has got to happen. Just grit your teeth. I'm sure Billy Bush is a perfectly nice person. Wait, are these two related? I may have just fucked this up. I forgot that their last name is both are Bush. Wait, maybe they're just cousins. Yep, they're just cousins, alright. So we do get to have a little bit of incest today. Ooh, so saucy. Look at you two. You know what? Just because you're so good, at, creeping out people at home, I'll even upgrade your living quarters to tier 3. Look, you've got a new shag couch, and there's like a new computer monitor, and if you get goo on yourselves, there's extra vault uniforms on the wall. It's perfect. Perfect. Don't let anybody ruin the mood, like rad roaches. Just look them in the eye and just don't stop. Alright, so we've got people, getting ready to improve our water purification, but the next thing that we're kind of having issues with is, we don't have a lot of super agile people to stock the diners with. So we just unlocked a methodology of dealing with that. Let's produce not a fitness room, not a classroom, an athletics room, so that we can train people Power Rangers style to be better at not dropping food when they deliver it to my table so I don't get sweary and angry. Where do we want to stick this? We're gonna want to produce quite a few of these people. Let's stick it right here. Underneath the water purification plant, right next to like 2 diners that are kind of derpily organized. And now we can train people, like, what's-her-tookus? Where'd you go? Here she is. Come here, not-so-good Charlotte. You're gonna be an agile lady. You're already kinda agile, but you could do with some improvement. Get down there and get training. Let's get down to business to take over the world. Alright, so Furiosa's up here. and she is wearing an engineer's outfit. She's got plenty of endurance, plenty of intellect. I think we'll leave her in that, outfit for the time being. And we will send her out into the wastes to collect stuff for us. Now, here's the trick with, sending people out into the wastes. A lot of people tell you you only need, like, a bunch of stim packs and only a couple of, radaways. But what I've discovered is they don't really often need much in the department of stims, but I'll equip Furiosa with like 5. But people get like crazy radiation sickness out in the waste, like crazy time. And they'll burn through like 5 of those like real fast in the course of an evening while you're sleeping and you've turned the game off. So make sure that you give them plenty of radaway. The stims, they seem to do alright without. Scott certainly... Ooh. Alright, so the incest has gone off without a hitch. Perfect. We will start producing more inbred cult leader members. I can't remember if cult people that are inbred are easier or harder to control, but they certainly are interesting to look at in that sort of sideshow way. Like the kind of way where like you get twins that only have one body so you don't have to feed them quite as much. So it's really an economical solution, if anything. I think this diner is fully upgraded, but we could create a super diner. But I'm kind of hesitant to do that because we're like a smudge away from unlocking our next replacement for the diner, which is the garden. I mean, I don't understand how that's gonna work, but apparently people can just like roam in there and just like grab a handful of leaves and start eating it, and it tastes like a Cadbury cream egg, so... You know, I'm not gonna question Vault-Tech's creepy genetic manipulation of plants. GMOs are perfectly fine. Even though they've got, like, cuttlefish and stingray DNA in them that make you, like, grow weird tentacles at night while you're sleeping. I mean, that's just a perk, if you ask me. I mean, who doesn't want to glow in the dark and have a defensive stingray tail coming out of your big toe? I mean, it's gonna make it a bitch to buy footwear, I'll grant you. But I think we'll be alright. So, let's see here. We've got, since I'm working on replacing scientists, I suppose we should start analyzing what's going on in the medical center. So right now, we've got Sour Snow in here. She's not the smartest lady, but we're boosting her intellect with the junior officer's uniform, which is going to make it a hell of a lot easier for her to be smart and do the smarty, sciencey things in here. And her assistant, her lab assistant, is back here. If the game wants to let me click on anything. And that's Mrs. Anderson. She's alright on intellect, but I didn't have a lot of super smart people, so I just kind of stuck whoever I could in there. But pretty soon, I've got a whole new generation of doctory people that I'm gonna cram in there, so it'll be good. Speaking of, I need to put, Foamy back in the classroom. You know, of the jobs I could have someone pregnant doing, I think learning stuff is probably not the worst. Because, I mean, at one point I was making a pregnant woman weightlift. So, you know, maybe I have, health and safety issues in our cult, but whatever. Don't be such a melodramatic baby about the whole thing. So, we should probably prepare before we go for some additional raiders. So we've got Rock and Roll Marie up here in the upper kitchen, the first dining hall, and she has got a gun. She's one of the people who's our first line of defense for raiders, because once 1 or 2 raiders die in the front door here, the vault door, being shot by Pretty Boy, who I gave a gun to so he can work out his daddy issues upstairs. But Pretty Boy Fiery Pants, he and Rock and Roll Kevin, they just shoot everyone in the wiener, and once 1 or 2 raiders dies, the other raiders just freak right the hell out and run further into my murder trap of a vault, and they run into the diner, where we've got Stephen Rice with an AK-47, and we've also got Rock and Roll Marie. And now she's got armor, so she'll be better equipped to deal with interlopers. And I mean, the rule with ladies' armor in post-apocalyptic is the less skin that's covered, the higher the armor rating, because, you know, that makes sense. But I sure don't mind having something to look at that isn't like the creepy albino inbred children I'm busy producing. So, that looks like everyone's happy in the power plant, the first power plant that I made with its pulsating turbine that looks like something else a little bit. What else have we got? We've got an extra lunchbox that I earned, but I think we'll wait until next episode to check that out. So, I think that's it for right now. Next episode, we're gonna look at, sending people to get trained up. Oh shit, we got raiders, hold on. Hold the phone, kids. We've gotta send in Rock and Roll Kevin. Kevin, where are you? I need your sauciness. Kevin? Kevin? Where? Oh, that's right, I put you in charge of sciencing with this other lady. I think you're related to her? But anyway, we'll send Kevin up. Kevin's got a military suit and a gun. He's had that gun for a while, because he was in charge of breeding people. And if they didn't want to be bred, well, he had other ways of motivating them. So we'll send, Billy Bush down to the basement for safety purposes. And let's monitor— whoops, I don't want to move you. Shit. The controls can be a little bit fiddly when the frame rate drops, so let's select what's-his-face, Pretty Boy, Fiery Pants, if possible. If the game doesn't lag out too hard on me. Come on. Come on, there we go. We'll give him a stim to keep him alive. And they've killed one of the raiders, so as I was saying, they're gonna wig out, and they're gonna run into this chamber. And wouldn't you know it, Rock and Roll Marie, she's got her gun out. She's pretty spicy with that thing, like, I won't lie. She's just gonna gun everybody down. She's insane. She is super duper insane. It looks like they've already knocked out 2 of the raiders, and I think that did it. I think— wait, where's the last raider at? Oh, nope, I guess I was right. They did both get knocked out pretty quick. So that's pretty good. Yeah, so join me again next time, where we'll have, some more training going on, we'll build some more facilities, and we'll get prepared by, sending more people to, fornicate, to increase the size of our cult following, and then, eventually get, like, cool stuff, like, the water purification plant and a bottle packaging facility, so that we can poison the world with hallucinogenic compounds. I mean, I was thinking about having, Zambezi, our muse, our flame, engineer a crazy psychotropic drug, but I'm pretty cheap. So, I'm probably gonna go with the cheap method of just having that one crazy mutant scientist out in the waste produce, like, a shit ton of LSD, and then we'll just, like, cram that into, like, everything that we possibly can. I've also got these 2 guys weightlifting, and they are about to be sent into a nuclear reactor, because after I upgraded that living quarter to rank 3, it is just chewing up our power. So, we'll do that stuff next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've been your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and have a good one, guys, and toodaloo.